Turning now to Newfoundland, it will be a long road to recovery for Port aux Basques, where over 100 homes were damaged or destroyed. The Prime Minister visited the community this week, promised the federal government would be there to help to rebuild. Brian Button is the mayor of Port aux Basques. He's with us, Port aux Basques rather. He's with us now. Mayor, good to have you with us. Thank you for making the time.
Thank you for having us.
We're about 5 full days out from this storm hitting, this hurricane hitting. How is your community doing? How are you doing?
Well, it's right from the get-go. We said this is bigger than anything that we can handle. Again, we're a small little town with not a lot of resources on the ground to handle something like this. It's all taking, quite a bit of time. Every day we say that we're trying to get here, we're trying to get this done, that done. There's more pieces to it. I know people that are living in one particular area in town that's been hit pretty hard. I know these people are waiting. They're waiting some of them to return to their homes, some of them to get power restored. But there's a whole big piece to this that even from my initial first things that I'm putting out, not aware that these things would have to be done before people allow other people to move in, turn power on. We have a lot of people on the ground today, although they may not think that there's a lot of things happening. There are, between the structural engineers, the electrical, inspectors, and so on and so forth. They've got to look at all these properties, and we've got to determine on a lot of things. I know looking at it, they think there's nothing wrong, but there was houses that were looked at, which we thought there was nothing wrong, and there has been things found.
And our audience, as you were speaking, we're looking at some of the homes that were completely destroyed, and there it's incredibly obvious that, obviously nobody can go back to those. How difficult is it for people in your community in the interim, those who have been displaced?
It's been difficult. I mean, I know the frustration is setting in. There's nothing like being in your own home, sitting in your own house, making your own plans, sitting in someone's house. As good as it is that people are doing it and having you there, it's still very difficult. And it probably what makes it more difficult is this time lapse on how long things are taking. But it all comes with time, and it comes to be sure that things are done properly and things are done right. And to get us there, we've just got to have patience. The magnitude of the storm is quite a bit, so it is taking time.
Tell us a bit, if you could, about the help that you need. And I know you're getting quite a bit of help from, the military, for example, from the federal government, the provincial government. But what is kind of outstanding from your perspective? What do you really need that you haven't yet received?
Well, one of the things is not that we haven't received it. We talk about all the things that we are receiving. Like today was the first day that we've got the full home inspectors that are here, the integrity of homes, starting that process. And that can't go because our damages are spread from one end of town to the other, and they can't be everywhere. This takes time to go through from home to home to home. We have the provincial inspectors here as well from electrical side of things. There's been quite a bit of activity that's been going on with that today and making progress. There's particular areas now that we're hoping that we can clue up tomorrow and be able to make some decisions and get things done there, where we can actually now move in to move things, get people going, and so on and so forth. But it's taking time, and the magnitude of it all is we're getting that, and more teams are coming to go with it, because we want to try to wrap this up and get these things done a little quicker and to move it on. So it takes time to assemble the teams, but we're starting on it's all baby steps is the easiest way to describe it.
And I wonder how challenging that is. There's this kind of overarching discussion happening about what the rebuilding will take and how long it might take. But it feels to me from what you're saying and the pictures that our audience is looking at that it's going to be a really long time even before that can be the focus. I mean, even the process of just getting people back into their homes is not going to be quick.
No, it's not a quick fix. The rebuild of this is going to be long. It's going to be extensive. There's a whole part of that. Just trying to get the cleanup done and getting other factors of this done is taking time. You know, I don't care. You know, like I don't care that we're, you know, we're. I guess the way that it is that I guess the best way to describe this is that we're in a process that it didn't matter how prepared or what we had, and I don't care if we had ample amount of stuff, we could never prepare for what happened, is what I'm trying to say on this. We could never prepare how big this would have been. It's just so much larger than someone like little town Port aux Basques could ever handle. And it's taking time to get all the resources from everywhere here on the ground in place and to be able to do things, because everything is done in public safety. I mean, we're not going to send someone today. We're out with just on the smallest things of water lines that are not working in the community, of providing water, thinking that we had things straightened up, turning water lines on only to see water going back into places, into people's homes and things like that. So there are little things that people just don't realize that's happening, that we have to make sure that everything's done properly. And when we come to electrical and the integrity of a home, we really need to make sure that that's done right in public safety.
Okay, Mayor Button, I'll leave it there. I appreciate your time, and I'm sure it's safe to say, you know, everyone watching tonight is thinking of the people in your community. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.